Tell this story, come on.
Well, Uncle Bob and Collie and I went out where the opposite the golf links at Yeppoon, and Collie bought a place in there.
Kirkendall.
Yeah. And so Uncle Bob decided we needed some wood in town, and this was when at the house right in the corner of the showgrounds, and so we get to and load all up with the firewood, and then we got a full load on the back and so on. And anyway, so we're just getting on the top of coming into Yeppoon with we're all going downhill. And anyway, the old horse must have a bit of a pain in the stomach, and of course it lifted its tail and started to blurt out all over. We're all sitting right behind it,
copping it,
and we copped the whole full smell. Oh boy, it was right. And Collie said, "I'll fix that. We'll stop that." So there was a Scotch thistle sitting in amongst the timber there. So he picked it up, shoved it underneath at the back of the tail, under the tail, because the horse immediately clamped down the tail. As soon as he clamped down the thistle, it went. Well, he went galloping down the hill with his whole cart of wood on the top. And Uncle Bob said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! Get that stick of thistle out of that tail!" And everybody waited for the horse to fall down. We made it safe. Well, it's not very steep in there, but with the cart load of the weight of the cart and running down the hill. Oh, you couldn't believe it. And so on, but those were good times, you know.
And the one where he's with the horse and he raised his back.
Oh well, I'm up in the other side of Five Rocks with Collie and Uncle Bob.
Oh, you've got some wonderful memories, though.
And the dog Bluey, he picked up a goanna, nice sized goanna, and I said, "Uncle Bob, what do you want for him?" He said, "Oh, we might as well have him." So, because he sealed it up and the thing ran up a tree, Uncle Bob just runs over the tree, shakes it off, shakes the goanna off on the ground, and Bluey said, "Get him, get him." Of course, the dog actually gets him, half kills him. And I said, "What are you going to do with that?" Oh, he said, "He's got some good fat in this bloke, look at his stomach." I said, "Oh yeah." So he gets off the horse and he pulls his knife out, rips his stomach up, because the dog had killed him by then.
Yeah.
Rips his stomach up, and out comes the roe. And I said, what are you going to put it in?" "You don't need to put it in anything." I said, "What are you going to do?" "He's going to grease me saddle." "Oh, are you?" "Yeah." I said, "All right." So he gets up in the saddle, he gets up like that, and he puts
Sticks
it
it under
there,
his...
and he sits on it. I said, "That's going to mess all your pants up." He said, "I'll grease more than me saddle, won't I?" He said, "I'll grease me backside at the same time." There we go. That's Uncle Bob for you.
Oh, saves time. Saves time.
Well, when we get up there, we've done our day's work. We've been out and scattered around in much guilty time. And Collie said,
It's coming to you.
Alf Kelly was with us there. That picked Alf Kelly up, and Collie said, "Let's go out. We'll get a pig, eh?" "What are we going to get a pig with?" "Well," he said, "we'll run one down in amongst this timber stuff and that behind." Yeah. "Oh, righto." So righto. He said, "I see some pig tracks back down there." So he races off, and he said that there were tracks over here. We'll follow them up. So eventually we scouted and we got some pigs out, and we ran something about that size. He said, "We'll separate this bloke, one on either side, we can get him out." And I said, "What are you going to do with him? You're going to bulldog him or something?" I didn't know the first time I've been up there. No, he said, "We'll stop him." So anyway, he gets up alongside him, and then he pulls his stirrup iron off, straight on the back, across the hip, paralysed his back legs. And I said, "Oh." I said, what are you going to do? You grab him by the ears. You grab him by the ears, because he sat down on his back legs, they were useless, see, they wouldn't move. He said, "And I'll cut his throat." So like that, and I said, "Oh, well, all right." So I did the best, because he's chopping at you all the time, so we were going over. And he said, "Oh, no, wait a minute. That's Alf Kelly's earmark on his ear. We can't take him back, because Alf Kelly's back in the camp down there. That's one of his pigs. So he said, "Oh, there, take that back." So we just let him go.
And he came good?
And he 10 minutes, and his legs come back from being paralysed. Then he swung his leg over together. He couldn't get his foot in the stirrup because where he'd smacked the pig, hit him that hard, he buckled in the side of the stirrup, and we had to get back there with a tomahawk and
knock it out.
knock it out again. Down in behind Barlow Creek, Uncle Bob bought a place down in there. Well, then they ran over 200 pigs down in there, and they would you put them in a fair big paddock. They cleared a fair bit of the mangrove. Well, the pigs used to come down from up Windmill Plains where the Japanese are up there, and they'd come down in there and they'd root all around there feeding in the back of Barlow Creek. And so Uncle Bob and the boys, Colin and Pompey, built a pigsty type of thing, or a trap I should say. Well, any boars that were there, they would shoot. Yeah. Well, then anything that was sucker size and so on, or a bit over, all sows, because we breed from, because they bought boars from Gatton College up there, all massive big blokes they were, and we'd have to then get those sows and lead them through the mangrove, and of course you'd have to get into the pen first. And Uncle Bob would say, "Get in, catch him, boy, quick, get in." Of course they're chopping at you all the way through. Just grab you by the hind leg, get you by the ears, whatever way you could.
They do bite.
Oh,
yeah.
Of course, they're wild pigs.
Yeah.
They're wild pigs. Oh, yeah, many a scratch you've got on the hind. Yeah. It made no difference, you just have to catch
That's right.
it. So we finally...
It was either the pigs or Uncle Bob. It was either the pigs or Uncle Bob.
Yeah. Well, anyway, one particular day there, that we got a rope on the front leg, and of course you'd tie it up. Uncle Bob put that over his shoulder, and of course we only had a track cut in between the mangroves, and then we finally Pompey got one leg and I got one. We tied a rope on the back of that. Well, it got a bit narrow, one track there, so I came up a bit closer and so on, and the pig, and Pompey not talking as usual, Pompey's a bit slack all the way through, and the pig caught up to Uncle Bob and knocked him down. And he was laying on his back, kicking his legs out at the pig like this, and the pig's chopping him with like that. And he said, "Get that thing back, get it back!" And of course we had to race back and pull the pig off him all the rest of it. Of course he had a little word to say about stupid, googly-eyed looking yahoos at the back there. Every time you pair get together, you're that stupid, you don't know what you're doing. So, but we finally got that pig up in there, and that's how we got them through every time. Then one night, for whatever reason, we were down there at midnight on New Year's night. And we were wandering around the streets and nothing to do. Too young to pick up Sheilas or too frightened to pick a Sheila up.
That's what they say.
Well, we were, Emily, and it was getting close to midnight, and somebody said, "Geez, that's a dull-looking sort of a place. Isn't it? Quiet tonight, not much noise about that. Hey, let's say we go up the road a little bit and wake the place up." "Yeah, what do you mean?" "Come on up here, we'll go up." "Your dad was the instigator of it." And he said, "What?" So we ended up in the Catholic churchyard, and at 12 o'clock exactly.
Oh, ringing the bell!
Wow! About four rings or 5 rings, and we went for our life.
Oh gosh!
We rang the church bell. Wow. We rang them. Oh yes, they were wonderful days. We went home quite happy. Uncle Bob was fantastic. Yes, he could flick his whip out and lasso the both legs. Colin could do something the same.
Just to trip him up. To trip him up.
Oh, trip him up, yeah. Trip him up. By that time, then
you're down the ground. You got him.
Yeah, the thing would wrap around their back legs, and then by that time you jumped off, and of course you didn't do it with a ball or anything like that.
No, he'd rip you.
Well, you had to get them by the ears. See, many a time you grab by the snout, but of course your fingers will come down the mouth, and so you get your little fingers. Yeah, you get bitten, so you try and get them by the ears, and